Obviously, some news on Prado with the MRI and.
Yeah, I think just encouraged that grade 1. Obviously, it's never good, but we're encouraged that it's grade 1. And from there, we just kind of wait until he's ready. Honestly, hope that he misses as little as possible. But again, we would definitely err on the side of caution. And just talking with Martin, I think he feels the same way. Once he gets back, he wants to make sure he's ready to go, and this is not just something that lingers all year long. He tries to come back too quick. I think you've probably seen enough of the hamstrings over the years that they tend to, just like we see with AJ, it gets there pretty much. You think he's ready, and next thing you know, it's not there yet. So we'll be careful with Martin to make sure that once he gets back to playing, that he's able to kind of continue on a progression and just pretty much get back out there.
So you're kind of thinking probably through a good bit of April then?
Not necessarily. Not putting a timetable on it, because that's the problem too. We say, oh, he's only going to miss 2 weeks, and then that 2 weeks comes. He's thinking I got to be ready by then, and if he's not quite ready, then he's just not quite ready. So I'd rather say, we're going to get him healthy, make sure he's healthy. At that point, we'll be at, hopefully without anything else happening, Deet's at full strength. We're at a point where there's some off days in there earlier on, and that we just move forward with this thing, knowing that there's a lot of baseball, over the course of the summer.
Obviously, the depth gets covered. How do you think the depth is to cover it? Obviously, Deet's and Rojas, but that kind of affects you in a number of ways as you're on the roster.
Well, the roster part, I think we just wait. There's no reason for us to have to make any decisions. We'll have discussions. They've already started on different scenarios. As we get to the end of camp, we'll have a probably really good feel how long Martin is going to miss, or at least a pretty good estimate. And that will help us make a decision. But there's no reason to try to put a roster thing together now as far as publicly. We'll talk about different options and different ways we could go. But part of that, our decision-making process will be where Martin's at the beginning of the season and how long that's going to be. That will affect decisions, how we're going to, which way we go.
So you've kind of ruled him out for the rest of the Grapefruit League?
Yes.
This is always the fear that I think you guys managers have with the WBC. Does it happen to you? Does it change your thinking on the tournament at all?
It is the fear. I mean, because everything's always going to have two sides to it. I like watching the WBC, and it's fun to watch these teams and the energy and teams represent their countries. But the fear for, I think, managers is that you have a chance to guys are just playing at a level. And Martin and I were just talking about it. You get in those games, and you've had 10 days of spring training. You're playing playoff intensity. You've seen the energy that's in those buildings, and your mind says go. And sometimes maybe your body's just not quite ready. So those are the dangers of the WBC. But I love the fact that we grow the game. The games are fun to watch. They honestly are. So I like watching them and paying attention to it. But there is another side to it.
Last night,
you had Stan and Yelly, but both.
Yeah, obviously it's good to see your guys, obviously having success. I know G hadn't had that many at bats, so it's good to see him get some at bats. Yelly's been getting his and just keeps doing his thing, so it's good to see.
We know that Stan can hit the ball very hard, very far, but what are some of the things in camp and everything you're looking for him this year?
Well, I think we just talk about consistency, and I think G will talk about the same things. Obviously, everybody knows he hits the ball a long way, but you would like him to be consistent, a guy that can give us good at bats, not going a month stretch, where it's a struggle. And he's capable of that. So it's just a matter of being consistent and helping us on a daily basis instead of one long homer, right? And I'm not saying that in a negative way, just that's what we'll look for, and I know that's what he's looking for.
I know you had that opposite field hit. I don't know if you saw it, the good approach and just taking it. Is that part of what we're talking about?
Yeah, Big G can hit homers to right, too.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those. So I think he can use the whole field. We always talk about it. Guys that can leave the ballpark in center field in the opposite way, it's really an advantage. you know, because now they can take that same pitch and hit it out of right center or left center or dead center. There was a lot of us that only could use certain parts for the home run, right? Everything else had to be a different level. Like if you hit the ball to left field, it had to be low. Center field for me had to be low. Now I get into right center and maybe I can reach it. So, but a guy like that reaches everywhere. JB, same way. Ozuna, same way. We have to encourage those guys to use the whole field. Don't be afraid to hit the ball ballpark to center.